Hey everyone, we are going to do a News to You article today since we are pretty much done with our May unit on News to You. We are going to do the ocean cleanup and talk about World Oceans Day, which is June 8th. So if you think that right now, the end of May, and we have 3 more days in May, it is the second Monday in June. So there's about 11 more days until World Oceans Day. So we're going to read this article and then do some questions about the ocean cleanup. So here we go. June 8th is World Oceans Day. People celebrate helping oceans on this day. How can you help an ocean, do you think? What could you do to help an ocean or a body of water since we aren't by any oceans? Oceans around the world are full of trash. An inventor is working to clean up oceans. The inventor is Boyan Slat. I'm going to make sure I said that right.
The inventor is Boyan Slat.
Boyan Slat. He is from the Netherlands, and he started a group called the Ocean Cleanup. The Ocean Cleanup studies the problem of trash in oceans. And the problem with trash in the oceans, besides that it doesn't belong there, is that it can hurt ocean life. So that means the plants and the animals, the fish, the mammals that are all living in the oceans, we do not want them to be harmed, but unfortunately people put a lot of trash that ends up in the ocean. So the Ocean Cleanup makes inventions to clean up the oceans. And one invention collects trash in oceans. Most trash in oceans is plastic. The plastic includes old grocery bags and straws. So if you remember, Sioux Falls passed a new ordinance where we can no longer, I'm not sure if it was an ordinance, but we can no longer recycle grocery bags. If they're plastic, we have to just throw them away into the garbage. And a lot of people suggest using paper bags instead because we can reuse those and recycle them. Plastic often ends up in the streets and in the oceans, and straws sometimes can hurt animals because they will injure their delicate skin, like turtles. So people will say, save the turtles, don't use any straws anymore. So this invention collects the trash like grocery bags and straws, because that's some of the plastic, and most of the trash in the ocean is grocery bags and straws. The Ocean Cleanup recycle the plastic to make new things. Most trash in oceans is from rivers. Now, do we have any rivers in Sioux Falls that you can think of? There is a big one, and it is the Sioux River. That's our main river that goes through the city. Not as big as the Missouri or the Mississippi, but it's more than a little stream, so it goes pretty much throughout the city. Many rivers flow into oceans. The trash in rivers flows into oceans too. So if you're thinking of Sioux Falls being dirty and the river being dirty, that water has to go somewhere, and it's going into the oceans eventually. So they'll drain into each other. Since we're so far north, we're not very close to any oceans around here. But the trash still has to go somewhere. And unfortunately, people put it in on the street, or they don't throw it away or take care of it properly, and it ends up in the water. So this Ocean Cleanup announced a new invention in 2019, so that was last year. And this invention collects trash in rivers. The new invention looks like a boat, and it floats on the river. It uses energy from the sun, and it moves a conveyor belt on the invention. The conveyor belt scoops trash out of the river. How cool is that? So it looks like a boat. It has a conveyor belt, and you know what a conveyor belt is? If you go to the grocery store, it's what you put your groceries on, and then it just moves along. And this conveyor belt on the water scoops up trash. so it doesn't have to just sit there and harm the life inside the water. The trash goes up the conveyor belt into dumpsters inside the invention, and the invention has a computer. Workers get a message when the dumpsters are full, and they empty the dumpsters and sort the trash. That is pretty cool. So we're going to see how this interceptor works. We're going to be able to watch this video. I'm going to stop myself so you can see the interceptor, what this boat-like object is on rivers.
The Ocean Cleanup develops technology to rid the world's oceans of plastic. To do so, we need to not only clean up the plastic that is currently there, but also stop new plastic from entering the ocean. We need to close the tap. Most plastic in the ocean originates from rivers. Our research found that 1,000 rivers are responsible for 80% of plastic entering the oceans. So far, solutions to stop river plastic have been few and designed only for individual locations. Until now. Meet the Interceptor. Developed by the Ocean Cleanup, this is the first scalable solution to prevent river plastic from entering the oceans. This is how it works. The solar-powered interceptors are strategically located in the river. Debris flows into the system, while boats are still able to pass. The barrier directs waste to the mouth of the interceptor. Here, a conveyor belt extracts the debris from the water onto a shuttle. Because the system functions autonomously, the shuttle knows when to equally distribute the waste into one of 6 dumpsters located on a separate barge. At any time, operators can remotely access the interceptor's dashboards from anywhere in the world. Once full, the interceptor automatically sends a message to local operators. The barge is brought back to shore, emptied for recycling, and reattached for further collection. At top performance, the interceptor can extract up to 100,000 kilograms of trash per day. Working together with governments and private companies, we aim to tackle these 1,000 most polluting rivers in 5 years' time, helping us to close the tap and achieve our goal of ridding the world's oceans of plastic. Find out how to help at theoceancleanup.com.
So that is pretty awesome that they have this new invention coming up. So there's inventions are in 4 rivers right now. And the rivers are located in Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, and the Dominican Republic. The Ocean Cleanup has a goal, and they want to put inventions in 1,000 rivers. That's an amazing goal to have. The 1,000 rivers are around the world, and they're full of trash. The Ocean Cleanup wants to collect the trash, and they want to stop the trash from flowing into the oceans. Then people can celebrate cleaner oceans. So what are some things that you can do to help so trash doesn't get into the oceans is making sure that your trash goes and your recyclables go where they belong, into the trash can and the recycling bin. And if you see trash outside, make sure you have a glove on or some way to wash your hands after you pick something up. You might go on a walk and pick up things that you see on the street that people have misplaced there rather than in the garbage can. And just doing your part can help to keep trash off the streets and then off so that doesn't blow into the rivers, which will then end up in the oceans. So on our next one, we will talk about the person in the news and the place in the news and a recipe that you can make. But pretty cool invention that is going on to help our oceans stay more clean and get cleaner. So remember, Oceans Day is June 8th, so that's 11 days from now. And let's see how much trash you can keep from going on the ground and between now and then. And if you see some trash on your street or your sidewalk or in your yard, I hope you pick it up and put it in its rightful place rather than just leaving it there, and encourage other people to do the same. I will see you in the next video.